Welcome to Bad Teacher Tales, real talk, stories, and advice for teachers and those who love them. Each episode, Skara and Sly bring you the good, the bad, and the what the hell of daily teacher life. If we make you laugh, gasp, or question your career choices, hit like, share, and subscribe. Have a story to share? Link is in the notes. Drop it like a late assignment. All educational contributors are welcome, even our heroic custodians. You see everything and know the real dirt, so don't be shy. Send it in. These opinions aren't necessarily those of the hosts or Bad Teacher Tales. Some content may not be suitable for children. I know. Listener discretion advised.
Welcome to Bad Teacher Tales. As you listen to this episode, keep in mind that this is a self-produced and edited podcast with no prior knowledge of how podcasts work. I have learned and grown since these earlier episodes. I promise the quality gets better as you move through Season 1 and into Season 2. As an educator, I value the learning process and work to give my students grace as they make mistakes along the way. Please allow us these same considerations while listening to these earlier episodes. Thank you. Tell me about your first week of school. We've been back one whole week now at this point.
Yes. So far, it's been really, really fun. It's been really good. The classroom is Harry Potter themed, and so I'm just loving the vibe it's giving. I completely changed up the whole entire classroom now that we have those fancy smart panels. I can teach wherever I want, basically, in there.
I love it. My name's Fabio because he's sensitive.
He's your board is a sensitive bean.
My
it's
board
fine.
is sensitive. You know what Fabio does?
What does Fabio do?
And
I need to know.
I've had several students ask, like, hey, do you want me to try and fix that? I said, I don't think there's any fixing Fabio. We just let him be himself.
Mm-hmm.
We accept him how he is, and as himself. And what Fabio likes to do is to play the repeat game whenever he feels like it. So I might be talking, and all of a sudden his talk to text turns on, and he's on the bottom of the screen. He's saying the things that we're saying, and I'll have a student raise their hand, be like, Miss, Fabio's talking again. I'm like, we just let Fabio be Fabio. I don't know how he turned it on. I don't know how to turn it off. I'm not even interested in learning at this point.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know if any of the listeners out there have any of these smart panels, but listen, they're great. They are doing a lot more than my projector could in my classroom. However, when I have to switch between laptop mode and board mode, my board likes to just go to sleep and not wake up until I unplug it and plug it back in.
So you have a lazy board.
So I have a lazy board. And then it's also like, I'll have the volume on like 2. Like I'm playing music softly while the kids are working. And then I look up because the music starts blaring and the board moved my volume up to like 78. And I'm like, why did we do this?
You have a sensitive board too. Yours is lazy and sensitive. It's like Ron Weasley.
It's Ron Weasley.
Call him a Weasley.
I will call him a Weasley. I will officially name my board Weasley tomorrow.
Oh, I love it. And it'll go with your new Harry Potter classroom. You know, I've had my Harry Potter common room, or my Hogwarts common room is what I call it. And so we got finished doing our house tests and quizzes today, and I put them all in houses, and it was pretty. I think they enjoyed it. I think they were a little interested in it. And one girl today, she did hers today, and everybody else did theirs like yesterday or last week. And she brings me her paper, her little quiz, and she said, "This is the number I got. What does it mean?" And I told her, I was like, "Well, it means you're this and this and this, and you've got these attributes." And one of them was bossy because she's a Ravenclaw, and wait, I'm not bossy. She's all offended. I said, honey, do you like to be in charge? And she goes, and just sighs and makes a face like, yeah, I guess so. All right, Stevie. So last time we had a story about a teacher's first day in the classroom, And this next story is called Unfortunate Last Day. Can you read it for us?
Absolutely. So this is from a middle school theater teacher in Houston, Texas. And it goes. It was the day before my last day at work. I was going on maternity leave, and the kids knew it because I chose to be open and communicate with all of my classes throughout my pregnancy. As they asked questions, I patiently answered them and shared my excitement with them about being a first-time mom. Anyway, it was the day before I left the classroom, and I had one more after-school obligation to chaperone. I reminded kids that they needed to remind their rides to pick them up after the event, and they could only attend with our club if they had previously notified our other teacher that they were staying after school. I had this one student insist that she wanted to stay after school and needed to call her mom to remind her about a ride. Come to find out, she never signed up to stay after and didn't even know what the event was that was happening after school. Love that.
Oh my gosh, this happens way more than you'd think is appropriate.
Truly, if it's not like written in big letters in the hallway, they won't know what's going on.
Oh no, you could tell them 20 times. And there's always that kid.
What? Exactly. It was a last minute attempt to stay after school with her buddies, and she didn't tell mom about it beforehand. So I told her she couldn't stay after school with our club because I couldn't be responsible for her. We were feeding students and didn't account for her to be there, so she wouldn't have a meal to eat, and students would be there until 8 p.m. And see, yes, that. Please follow the plans when it comes to that, because we only have so much money in our budgets to feed students that, like, oh, there's a straggler. No, there can't be a straggler. You don't understand.
Also, what I don't think people really get either is that it's not, I just called up the pizza place and now I can order an extra pizza. No. It's, I put in my order 2 weeks ago and I was very specific on what I needed because I had to also get a purchase order first in order to pay for the pizzas that I want. And the purchase order can't be changed once it is issued. So
correct.
First, I have to find out how many kids are coming. Okay, this many kids, so I need this many pizzas. So I order this many pizzas. Sorry, I don't even order yet. I get a quote from the person, from the pizza place saying, this is how much it's going to cost you to get this many pizzas and this many sodas. Great, I have a quote. Now I take the quote to my bookkeeper and I say, hey, lovely bookkeeper, can you please create a purchase order saying I can pay this company this much money so I can get this many pizzas? Then I wait a couple weeks so that they come back with the purchase order. And now I can tell the restaurant, hey, guess what? I can't actually pay you for the pizzas that I want to order that I told you about 2 weeks ago that you gave me a quote for. Here's my purchase order. Can you please make them for me on this date? This is how many I need. And, this is how much I can pay you because that's what we'd agreed on in the quote a million years ago. And so now I can get those pizzas. And parents, here's the thing. If we have to order extra pizza or extra food or extra anything for this child or these children, we are the ones paying for it, us teachers,
not the
and
school.
Sometimes
it is
not
us.
The school. Often, sometimes I don't even get reimbursed for it. Usually I can. In my particular position, I'm in a very good place that I can get reimbursed for like 98% of the things that I purchase for the school. But what we don't get reimbursed for is any taxes that were charged.
Yep.
There is no exception because the school is a public unity and we don't pay taxes, blah, 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 right? We get taxes to pay for the school stuff. So just know that it's almost never that we don't want your child to come. It's not that we don't want your child to participate. It's not that we want to say no. It's very uncomfortable for us to say no and to exclude your child from something that they were invited to sign up for. But if you don't follow the instructions of the when and the where and the what and the who, then it's a nightmare for us. It just is.
Like,
it's
very respectfully, I have my own family to feed. So like the money I would be spending on extra things because said child did not get everything in on time, and then I'm expected for said child to participate, that's one less thing I'm able to buy for my own family.
Yeah, and that's a really that's an unfair position to put a teacher in.
Yes.
And in our type of job as theater directors, theater teachers, we hit that a lot. Let me just say that I often, probably throughout the year, I spend at least $500, if not more, of my own money on my credit card, where it incurs fees and interest and all that. And sometimes even when I am reimbursed, it doesn't come in right away. So I'm paying interest on it, and I still am paying those taxes. So please know, all of that to say, it's not because we don't want your child there. That's not it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. I tell her this as she talks to her mom on the phone. And later in the day, the mom emails me asking her why her daughter can't stay after school. I explained that she never signed up, so I couldn't be responsible for her after school. The mom responded that she understood, and that was that. However, the student then comes down at the end of the day and insists that she should stay after school anyways and begins arguing with me. I tell her several times again that she needs to get on the bus and go home. She gets disrespectful with me, so I firmly tell her to go get on the bus, and she is clearly upset, but goes.
Okay, look, it sounds like this teacher is trying to kindly say that this child was not behaving appropriately for the situation.
Right. And imagine if this was a situation like where you take your kids to like urban air. Like you have to have all of those waivers signed before those kids can even step on the premises of urban air. Like you can't just do that.
You can't just let me argue with you and get my way. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
And, and this is a good teachable moment for the child. And, I haven't heard the rest of the story yet. I don't know if mom's going to get upset or what, but this is a good teachable moment to tell your kid, hey, look, you didn't sign up on time. That's too bad. Get on the bus, come home. Like that's on you. I understand you want to hang out with your friends, but you didn't follow the protocol and the expectations. And now you're living with the consequence. And it's a very simple consequence. You just can't stay this one day.
You can't stay this one day. And you know what? Those are basic consequences that we now face as adults. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do this. Guess I can't go to this thing.
I didn't do the laundry, so now I don't have this shirt to wear that I'm supposed to wear.
Exactly. And it's a very simple lesson that's like, okay, well, because I didn't do this, that means I don't get to wear this outfit that I thought I was going to wear tomorrow, and literally anything else that could apply to. Ooh, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to like this next sentence because I don't like this next sentence.
Oh, goodness.
The next day, I have several students inform me that this student allegedly loudly proclaimed that she hoped I died in childbirth and that my baby died too.
Oh my gosh.
I can't.
Like children say stupid things. They do.
They do.
They say things without thinking, but that's pretty beyond, I got mad and just said something like
exactly.
You're a stupid head.
Like the things that students say are like, oh, I really don't like your pants today, Miss Teacher.
Right. Or cool, thanks. Call me a bitch. Fine. Yeah, but what?
But that's a whole other level. That's personal, yeah. Now, I wouldn't usually engage in he said, she said commentary, but I had several separate students come to me and say those exact words, and that was pretty intense. And that's another thing. If it's more than one kid coming up to you and saying it, that means it's
saying the same thing.
I emailed the mom and acknowledged that I couldn't confirm she said that for sure, but I would appreciate if she would ask her kid about it when she got home. The mom immediately responded, telling me her child never said that I was unprofessional for emailing her about it, and I was just a terrible teacher.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
What am I supposed to do in that situation then?
Like, I'm
Just
sorry.
ignore the fact that your kid wants me to die
And my child to die? Like, no, that's that. As soon as I would have gotten that response, I would have gone straight to an admin and been like, I need someone of y'all to handle this.
Yes. Wait, didn't she say this was her last day before maternity leave too?
Yes, this was her last day before maternity
she's
leave.
she's like real pregnant.
Real pregnant.
Oh my God, that's a okay, so we obviously don't know the child, right? And
Right.
usually as teachers, we can tell which children are threatening us in a way that's legit and which is, them just spewing things. But that's scary.
It's
Like,
very scary.
if you're willing to say to a group of kids that I hope you die and your child die, like, oh gosh, that poor, oh my God,
I can't. I can't. I feel like I don't even have words for how I feel about this situation right now.
Agreed. So let's go. Let's keep going.
Whew. Fast forward to seeing that child again at school, and I asked her about the comments. She broke down in tears and admitted it to saying those exact words and said, "Sorry if that was rude." I was gobsmacked. Yes, that was beyond rude. That was cruel, I told her.
Yes.
She apologized and spent the rest of the class feeling very sorry for herself and wanted to give me a big hug. I told her what would mean more to me than saying sorry would be telling the truth to her mom when she got home, because her mom insisted she didn't say those words. I responded to her mom's email telling her that her daughter admitted to it and left it at that. The mom never responded.
Okay,
ultimately,
so let's just teach our kid that, we don't have to take responsibility. I mean, like, the kid's trying to take responsibility, I suppose, at this time. If she does actually tell her mom, then she's trying to take responsibility.
Right.
But I'm guessing she did. If the mom never responded, the mom's not just like, I'm sorry for my kid. Like, I'm sorry for how I responded to you.
Right. That's
You're the terrible teacher because my kid wished death upon you and your child. Right. There's so many thoughts.
Yeah, that was ugh. No. Ultimately, it was a really sour way to end my time. I had a lot of beautiful memories on that day with kids who were kind, and I tried to focus on that. But that interaction with the student and her mom's reaction was really devastating. It was almost like the nail in the coffin of, why do I deal with this stuff as a teacher? In any other profession, if something like that happened at work, it would be absolutely unacceptable. Teachers have thick skin and know how to move past things like that, but it's a bad teacher tale among many that will leave an impact on me in the same way the really beautiful moments of teaching impacted me. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what is really sad about what the teaching profession has become for a lot of us, is that as much as we love it, there's enough things that makes you question, like, is it really worth it to keep doing this when that's how I'm going to be treated, or that's the expectation of me? And it's situations like this, it's parents like this that don't hold their kids accountable and want to just spew and turn it around on the teacher, that make it really tough for us.
Yeah.
Because again, going back to what I went off on that tangent about the pizza, like, I'm sure it wasn't like, I don't want your kid here. It's, you didn't sign up. I don't have food for you.
Right.
Like, and that's unfair to any other kid that last minute says, I want to show up. And yeah, well, shows a lot with the response from the kid and the parent, I think.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, and it really is when you see perfectly right there. Like, yeah, I do really like teaching. I really do like it. But I don't have to like every single day of it.
Yeah,
well, definitely.
And I don't know about you, Stevie, but every time I see a parent email and from certain parents, I have to take a deep breath. I have to, kind of Tai Chi myself and center myself, and for whatever is coming. Look, parents, don't be that one. Work with your kids' teachers. They're there for your kids. They spend a lot of time with your kids. They want good things for your kids. Be a partner and not an enemy. That's all I got to say.
Thank you for joining today's episode of Bad Teacher Tales. If we made your day slightly better, or your job seemed slightly less absurd, hit like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps us caffeinated and somewhat functional. Want to share your story anonymously? The link in the notes is open 24/7, something your planning period can only dream of. Just kidding, those don't exist. Stories from all corners of education are welcome. Anyone who witnesses the madness and magic, we want your tales. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at @BadTeacherTales to drop your tales, memes, and coping strategies. Got suggestions, comments, questions, or topic ideas? Email us anytime at badteachertales@gmail.com. Unlike Teachers on Fridays, we actually read them. See you again soon. Try not to quit before then.